Hello people, today we will be covering another classical thinker, that is Max Weber and its bureaucratic theory. So let's get started. If we talk about Weber, we will talk about bureaucracy. But the term bureaucracy was first coined by a French economist named Vincent de Gournay in 1745, and in the classical writing on bureaucracy came from Karl Marx, Max Weber, Robert Michels, and Antonio Masco. However, Weber was the first thinker who had studied the bureaucracy systematically. He called his formulation of bureaucracy as an ideal type. Ideal type is a mental map which cannot be found empirically anywhere in reality. Thus, it is called utopia. According to him, all administration means domination. There are some books written by Weber in the contribution of its theory. So they are The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, The Theory of Social and Economic Organization. The Weber's theory of bureaucracy was a response to the demand of industrial capitalist economy, which required an efficient administration. Weber's conceptual framework of bureaucracy cannot be understood properly without understanding his typology of authority system. So let's see what are the different type of authorities found in organization given by Weber. So first is traditional authority. Its legitimacy derived from the past tradition. A person enjoys authority by virtue of their inherent status. Their commands carry legitimacy because of customs. So in this, the person exercise authority generally called the master, and the person who obey the order are called followers. They carry out the command of the master out of sheer personal loyalty and a pious regard for his or her time honored status. But the system retains legitimacy as long as customs and traditions are respected in the organization. After that, the power of that person or organization decline. Second is charismatic authority. The person giving order for having some sacred or outstanding character, charisma, and its acceptance form the basis of legitimacy in this system. The person who receive order obey the leader because they believe in his extraordinary abilities rather than the stipulated rules or dignity of a position. So it breaks down when the leader dies or when the charismatic quality of the leader declines. And the last is legal rational authority. It found in organizations where rules are applied judicially. The members who exercise power under this authority are the superior and are appointed or elected by legal procedures to maintain the legal orders. So in traditional authority, कोई पहले से ट्रेडिशन चलता आ रहा है उनके हिसाब से अथॉरिटी होती है या लोग उसको फॉलो करते हैं। इन करिज्मेटिक अथॉरिटी एक पर्सन या एक पर्सनालिटी या एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कुछ करिश्मा होता है, कुछ अलग बात होती है जिससे कि लोग उनकी तरफ अट्रैक्ट हो जाते हैं। बट दीज टू डिक्लाइन एज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और दैट पर्सन डिक्लाइन, बट लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी जुडिशली काम करती है जिसकी वजह से वो डिक्लाइन नहीं हो सकती। सो वेबर कंसिडर द लीगल authority not only the most rational authority but also the most efficient form of authority. He considered bureaucracy as legal rational type of authority. Next, we will see the characteristics of bureaucracy given by Weber. So first is administrative offices are organized hierarchy, that is each lower office is under the control and supervised of a higher one. Next, each office has a clearly defined sphere of activity in the legal sense. Next, officials are selected on the basis of technical qualification as determined by examinations. The officials are appointed, not elected on the basis of a free conduct. The officials receive fixed salary in money according to rank in hierarchy. The job is the sole or at least the primary occupation of the official. There is a career structure in which promotion are based on merit and or seniority promotion is dependent on the judgment of the superior. The official does not own his or her office and means of administration. The official is subject to strict and systematic discipline and control in the conduct of the office. And the last is the employees of a bureaucratic organization is personally free and subject to authority only with regard to the impersonal official duties. These 10 features constitute Max Weber's renowned ideal, pure and most rational type of bureaucracy. The Weberian concept of bureaucracy as the most efficient form of organization is applicable in large organizations in both the public and private sectors. Now we will see the elements of Weberian model of bureaucracy. So first is impersonal order. The subordinates should follow both in the issuance of command and their obedience in personal order. It talks about the depersonalization of relationship in the organization. Next, rules basis of for the functioning of the legal rational authority. The rules regulate the conduct of an office. Rules become more important than the goals of the organization. Next, sphere of competence. It involves a sphere of obligation to perform function which have been marked off as a part of systematic division of labor. The provision of the incumbent with the necessary authority to carry out these functions. And last, the clearly defined means of compulsion subject to defined condition in their uses. Next is hierarchy. Weber attached greater importance to the principle of hierarchy in the organization of offices and also in regard to administrative staff. Under this, the lower office function under the control of higher office. Next, rationality. So officials cannot use his office position for personal ends. The office property is separated from personal property. At the same time, the office is accountable for the use of office property. These are necessary checks on the bureaucrats to prevent them from misusing their positions. Next, written document. So written document are the heart of Weber's bureaucracy. All administrative acts, decisions, and rules are recorded in writing. These documents make the administration accountable to the people and provide a ready reference for future actions. And the last is monocratic type. It means certain functions performed by bureaucracy cannot be performed by any other organization. They monopolize certain function and only the authorized officials can perform that function, make them monocratic in nature. Now we will talk about some criticism of Weber's bureaucratic theory. So first, it cannot function in an unstable environment. It is suitable for routine and repetitive jobs, but not for jobs involving creativity and innovation. It characterized as machine theory due to its over concern with the formal structure of the organization to the neglect of human dimension. It described as closed systems model as it did not take into account in detail the interaction between the organization and its environment. Weber was criticized for his neglect of power that a bureaucrat assumed. And last is Weber's model is also not relevant in the context of development administration. Weber's insistence on record result in too much of formulation in the administration. But after that, there are still some relevance for the theory given by Weber. So, in spite of criticism from the several scholars, the ideas of Weber on bureaucracy continue to be relevant to understand the present administrative system. So far, we have not been able to evolve an alternative model to Weber's bureaucracy. Weber is right in saying that we can accustom to the bureaucracy. We cannot think of any other alternative. It is highly useful for managing large scale organization. So this is for today in bureaucracy theory by Max Weber. In next video we will be covering theories given by Luther Gulick and Lyndall Urwick. Till then, do like the video, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. That's it for today. Thank you.